Unity. Behold, how good and pleasant it is when brothers dwell in unity. Psalms 133:1. It is good and our churches to do become more pleasant when they are marked by unity. And so faithful church members must pursue unity. The Bible calls us to make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Ephesians 4:3. In today's time where there is cutthroat competition everywhere and every individual is trying to apply his or her method to reach on top, very few recognize the word unity. This word unity has now confined to books and movies. What about your church? What about the believers in your church? What about you and me? I believe that the most of the churches are losing their unity and becoming self-focused. And nobody wants to focus on that. Four practical suggestions that can help you to work towards the unity within the church. This requires a lot of work, other may lead to awkward conversation, and all of them will call you to step out of your comfort zone. But that's why we are commanded to make every effort for unity. First, be a peacemaker. Being a peacemaker goes beyond just making sure that your own relationships are reconciled. It calls you to encourage and catalyze the reconciliation among members who are at odds in your congregation. Suppose you know that two members of your church are having a conflict. You could sit back and do nothing, and that would certainly be the easier route to go. But you are called to make every effort for unity. What exactly that look like depending on the situation? In some scenarios, you might call a meeting. In others, you might go to one party and encourage them from the Bible to go and be reconciled. This requires wisdom. But in every case, work for unity means proactively being a peacemaker. As Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." Secondly, be a connector. We are in our sinful nature. Left to ourselves, we naturally settle down certain people at the expense of broader relationships. But these neutral tendencies can be very unhelpful for establishing unity. We need to make sure that we are not simply gravitating towards a single group of friends. Really, working for unity calls us to do more to bring people together as a connector. Here is an idea on how you can do this. The next time you have a group lunch at your home, invite two people who are completely separated social circle within your church. Allow your home to be the place where they can get to know one another and begin to form a friendship that they may otherwise have never developed. Thirdly, be a rejoicer and a weeper. Paul points out that similar to the human body in the church, there are many parts at one body. 1 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 20. One important interface that he draws from this analogy is that if one member suffers, all suffers together. If one member is honored, all rejoice together. 1 Corinthians chapter 12:26. And so very practically, if we are going to work for unity, we need to rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. Romans 12:15. which means attending birthday parties and attending funerals. All of that requires us to know each other well enough that we are actually aware when our brother or sister is rejoicing or weeping. Being with your church member in the highs and lows of their lives will go a long way towards building a greater and more enduring unity. Fourth, be gospel-centered. Most importantly, if you are going to work for unity in your church, you need to be gospel-centered. Through the gospel, each member of your church has to be united to Christ. Therefore, each member of your church is united to one another. Is your church striving towards unity? Are we striving towards unity? So brothers and sisters, go and make every effort to pursue unity. God bless. Cross Connect, transforming lives through the message of the cross.